Good day. In this video, we are going to do question 3C, or the last question of the 2024 NCEA Level 2 probability method in solving problem. This is an excellent question, and without further ado, let's do the question. So there are two parts. One is part 1 and the second part is part 2. So we will read the question. The relative risk, okay, comparing the risk of developing MCI for participants who learn a musical instrument for over 4 years who didn't play is 0.708. Use this value to calculate the number of participants who developed MCI but didn't learn any music. Label alpha in table 2 on page 10. So this is the alpha, and we need to find the value of alpha. So to know that relative risk, so we need to calculate the relative risk of developing MCI who learn a musical instrument over 4 years. So 4 years is here, okay? It's going to be 85 out of 258, okay? Relative risk, okay, equals to 85 over 258, sorry. When you divide by those who did not play music, okay, it's alpha over 346. So it's going to be alpha over 346. And that is going to be equal to 0.708. So we are going to solve for alpha using that equation, okay? So if you use a calculator, 85 over 248 is going to be equal to 0.3295. Please check for me, okay? And then alpha over 246 is going to be 0.708. Okay, watch my calculation. So when you have a division, you can swap this and this over. So this goes up and this comes down. So alpha over 246 is on the right hand side, is equal to 0.3295 divided by 0.708. Okay, now the next step you're going to do, you are going to put in a calculator this divided by that, and I've calculated beforehand, 2 over 246, that is equal to 0.4653. Now the last step, you need to get rid of this 246. You're going to multiply by 246 on both sides. Alpha equal to 0.4653 multiply by 246, and of course the last step, put in your calculator, and it's about 161. Make sure it's a whole number, because the people who develop had to be a whole number. It cannot be point something. So the answer is 161. You got it right. That's a merit. Okay, now we're going to part 2. I've done most of the work. I've written down the answer because it's going to be a long excellence question, and we shall read the question. Okay, so we shall read it and see whether you understand it. Okay. A New Zealand article encouraging people to learn music or languages quoted that study that claimed that learning a musical instrument or a foreign language for over 4 years when young reduced the risk of developing MCI in later life by about 30%, compared to not learning either one. Evaluate your claim using calculation based on the data above, interpreting the relative risk. Okay, remember the previous question in part 1, the relative risk of 0.708. If you don't remember that, just go back, and that's why we got it here. The relative risk is 0.78. So 29.2 is less likely for people to learn music for 4 years to develop MCI versus those who don't. Okay, now we need to calculate the same thing for the languages. Okay, the language, the relative risk is going to be 42 over 4 years. Is going to be 42 out of 124 divided by 130 out of 264. That's how we get the calculation there. Put in the calculator, 42 over 124 is 0.3387. 130 over 264 is 0.4927, and it is equal to 68.78% or 0.6878. So 68.78% is likely, or 31% less likely for people to learn a language for at least 4 years to develop MCI than those who don't. So both these studies, okay, both language as well as musical instrument, have shown that people who learn more than 4 years of music or foreign language do not reduce the risk of developing MCI in later life. So we can say that because the language and musical instrument, so both claims are valid. Okay, so the claim was that Either learning a musical instrument or a foreign language for over 4 years reduces the risk of developing MCI in later life by about 30 years. Both we have shown that it is around 30% or 31%. So both claims are valid. And so we can claim that the claim is correct, and you can answer that. That's excellent because you have claimed using your calculation. Hope you got it, and all the best for your external. Go through every question from 1A to 3C, and you should be all sweet. Cheers, everyone. Have a great day.